Hey, you want to go to the thing? So this usage in modern colloquial English of thing might not actually be that new of a slang term. It might be quite ancient indeed. Let's explore the etymology of the word thing and how it relates to the word for thing in other languages. I'm Luke, and this is polýMATHY. The word thing comes from the Old English word thing, which is also cognate with the Old Norse word thing, and this means an assembly. It means a group coming together, especially a thing where matters of law and justice are decided, just like you might have seen in the show Vikings. Yes, those Vikings. So in English, when we say, hey, you're going to go to the thing, especially if it means, are you going to go to the meeting, it is actually the old use of the word thing. And from there, it gets used more and more just to mean any object. Well, what's the Latin word for thing? Well, that word is res, and res ultimately comes from a proto-indo-european word, which means something that you have a profit or advantage from. And res in Latin doesn't just mean an object, though it certainly does mean that. It also means matter, and it can mean, therefore, a legal matter. So dealing with the res can be dealing with legal matters in trial, in court. So res in Latin, in addition to meaning thing, can mean a matter, a legal matter, a matter you have to deal with in court, and also a matter that you have to deal with at the scale of the whole country. So the word for government in Latin is res publica, the public matter. Res publica, which of course becomes republic, and has that word repubblica, for example, in Italian and many other languages. The legal term res in Latin has a sort of synonym, which is causa. And causa, which comes to us into English as cause, the causa is used idiomatically, for example, in causa sum, which means I am at fault. And a synonym for that would be in culpa sum, I am at fault. You might know the expression mea culpa, which is used in English and many other languages that borrowed it directly from Latin. In time, the Latin word causa, similar to the development of the word thing in English, gets used more and more to replace that word res in the common spoken Latin of the Roman Empire, to the point where the Portuguese word COISA, the Spanish word COSA, the French word chose, the Italian word COSA, all come from this word causa, meaning a legal case. And in Romanian, it's LUCRU. Well, what's LUCRU? LUCRU, which means thing in Romanian, is from the Latin word lucrum, which means profit or advantage, similar to the original proto-indo-european meaning of the word res. And since we're traveling from west to east, let's go a bit further into Russian. Russian is the Slavic language with which I'm most familiar, and there we have the word viesh. Viesh seems to come from a Proto-Indo-European root, which is related to speaking. Russian has another word for thing, though, which is ДЕЛО, and ДЕЛО ultimately derives from the same origin as the English word do. A ДЕЛО is a thing that is done. It is a deed. So deed and ДЕЛО are actually related. And I'll put on the screen cognates in other Slavic languages. You can pause the video and take a look at each one if you like. Let's look at one more language group. The ancient Greek word for thing is prάγμα. A prάγma comes from the word pratin or prasin, which means to do. So a prάγma is a deed. That's why it's a thing, just like ΔΕΛΟ. A lot of these developments end up being coincidental, but it's interesting to see the same patterns arising. That's a fun thing about languages. You get to see the same thing. Haha, get it? I didn't even mean that. It wasn't even a pun. You get to see the same thing again and again. Is there an interesting relationship between the word thing and other terms and languages I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear. I could not make these videos without my Patreon supporters. My Patreon supporters get access to quite a few audiobooks that I make. And if you want to check out the different series that I'm making for my Patreon supporters, or already have made, you can take a look and get a lot of samples at them at lucranieri.com/audiobooks. audio. I make a lot of audiobooks in Latin and ancient Greek. And in addition to that, if you just want to get one of these audiobooks without being a Patreon supporter, you can check out my audiobook store as well. All of you out there, take care. Thanks so much for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you at the thing.